Hey guys, so it's Rosie. This is my new YouTube channel. On here I'm going to be doing loads of gaming and loads of stuff like that. And so today I am reviewing the Aquatic update, which is the biggest update for a while now. It's one of the major ones. And everyone's calling it the Aquatic update because it's loads of things to do with the sea. Okay, so let's get started. If I can get out of the water. Okay. So, first, we have kelp and coral. They've added coral. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say coral. But, we get all of this first. So, there is loads of different corals that you can get, which will spawn naturally. So, I'm going to get some dirt. I think it's dirt that yeah, there's the red one, purple, pink. Then the little ones spawn on something else, I believe. But here's all of them. Yeah, there's that. Let me just get my thing. Okay, and next we have blocks of coral, which are pretty cool. And basically, you have to spawn these like next to water. They have to be intact with water because otherwise they'll turn all grey. And this is called dead coral. And you could do some really cool things with this. So you could make like wallpaper if you do like a big wall, and then behind it you do a wall of water. So that it would be really vibrant. That, and then in your house you'd have this wall, or it doesn't have to be this wall, but different colours and stuff, and it would look really nice. Okay, so on to the next thing. Yes, okay, so they've added some animals and things like that. So I'm recording. So they've added pufferfish, turtles, dolphins, salmon, a phantom, a drowned, a tropical fish, and a cod. So let's go through them. Right. Let me just have some vision. So there's the pufferfish. Add some of those. And the cool thing about the pufferfish is you can have a dance party. So you can add all of them, and then they'll go from big to small and small to big. As you can see here, there's some small ones, and then just expand, and then they get even bigger. And it's like a big dance party. So you could have like a multiplayer server, and you could like call it Pufferfish Dance Party. But then eventually they will die, which is quite sad. You collect all the pufferfish. What are these called? Pufferfish, just called pufferfish. Okay, so we've done that one. And then there are turtles, which I love. In fact, in another one of my worlds, I've actually made a turtle sanctuary. If you want me to make a video on like talking about that, I will. I'll leave it in the comments down below. But these are the turtles. So the turtles are like this. They're slow on land, and then once they get into the water, they're really fast. But to breed them, you actually have to breed them with seagrass. So if I breed them here, hopefully it works. It might not work, so I might need some sand. But basically, the mum will do a digging animation like they do in real life, where they dig a hole, and then eggs will appear. So that will happen, and then the eggs will take a long It will take quite a while to crack, but once they crack, you get baby turtles. So, transported. There's my little island. Here they are. I'm going to breed these two. And hopefully they will see. Now she's doing this digging animation with the sand everywhere. And you can get a maximum of 4 eggs and a minimum of 3 eggs. Let's see how many she's got. I think it's either 1 or 2. It was just 1 this time. But if you get turtle egg, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can either get 1, 2, 3, or 4. And during the night, zombies will come and they will try and jump on the eggs. So if I place one down here, I can jump on it and then it will crack, which obviously will make them sad and me sad and you sad because there's little baby turtles. But if I just do that, here's a little baby turtle. They're so cute as well. Yeah. How many was that? 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, and I believe that skeletons and other mobs will try and kill the turtles, which is sad as well. So let's go back to our island, which is over here. Oh, the two turtles spinning around. Okay, what's next? A dolphin. I love dolphins. I've always wanted to swim with one. Here are some dolphins. You can't get baby ones, but they will guide you, I believe, to shipwrecks. Like, they will spawn near shipwrecks. And I think there's a couple around the area, and in them, the ships spawn like upright on their side. This one is on its side, so you can go in them. And there's chests. Oh, this is a really good one. Got lapis, iron, emeralds, gold, bottle of enchanting. And sometimes you can find treasure maps. And if you follow the treasure maps onto the X, you'll dig in the ground and there will be a chest. And in the chest there'll be some loot. So that works. And then there's also underwater ravines now. So here's an underwater ravine here. And sometimes you can find ravines with magma in and some with soul sand in. And basically, the magma makes bubbles which pull you down in a current, and the soul sand makes bubbles that pull you up in a current. So I'll give you an example. So the soul sand, if I put it down here, you see it's making bubbles. And it's pushing me up. So if I swim down to the bottom, whee! So you can do some really cool stuff with that. And then there's obviously the magma, which do like a swirly one. So if I do this, it will bring me down. And then, but I wouldn't put it in like aquariums because it will bring whatever like fish or turtles or dolphins you have down, and then they'll die on the magma. So I wouldn't suggest doing it. And then next we have the fish. So there's salmon. And I believe they do spawn in schools like this, and then they'll stay together like normal schools do. A school of fish, not a school of pupils. And then there's the cod, which are replacing raw fish. So I think you tame ocelots now with cod. There they go. And then there's tropical fish, which come in loads of different colours, like you can see here. And there's ones that look like Nemo. So I'm going to try and get one that looks like Nemo. Nemo! Oh, was that one looks like Dory. No, it's purple. Sorry, my mistake. Just gonna spawn loads and hope that one of them looks like him. Maybe. But yeah, you can do you could probably do a really cool fish aquarium with that. And then these are phantoms. Phantoms burn in the day. They're blue, and I think on Twitter. And then here are drowns. So they're like underwater zombies, kind of. But they'll spawn at night. Some of them spawn with a fork thingy. What are they called? I forgot what they're called. And this one spawned with a trident. That's what it's called, and a shell. So it's like a skeleton or a zombie or something with armor on, so they're more powerful. And then there's these things. So this is a phantom membrane, which I think the phantoms drop when they die. And then here are scoots, which the turtles drop when they get killed or die. And if you get 5 of these, you can make a helmet, which I think gives you like water breathing or something. So yeah, that's that shulker box finished. Let's do this one now with all the wood and stuff. Okay, so they look different now. The pufferfish and the salmon and the clownfish look different, Nemo, which I like to call it, and the cod. They have like a different picture or like icon. You can also, if I spawn one, as you can see here, I'm in creative, and you can put them in buckets. So if I find like, say, a tropical fish, there's probably actually some in the water, but if I do that, then they're really fast. But then I've caught one, and then you can put them there. Oh no, the dolphin's dying! Oh, it's too late, and it dropped a cod. But yeah, so so you can catch them, you can release them. So that would be good if you're in survival and you want to move them into your part of the world where you're building your aquarium. That would be quite useful for that. And then here is the trident, which the drowned can drop if they die and they have a trident. They can sometimes drop it if you kill them. But this can also, I'm sorry, turtle. Ugh. 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 Oh, this turtle's hard to kill. But yeah, you can kill stuff with that. It does. When in main hand, attack damage, attack speed, you can see on the screen now. And let's move on to the next thing. Oh, wood. Okay, there's lots of woods added. Let me just get all of these. Okay, so one of the things they added is this thing that I'm standing on. It's a stripped log, which there's obviously all the different ones. But this would be really good for building because before they just, I don't know, like before if you did, if you did like rows, you can see there's no boundary, it just flows. But with this, you can see it's got this thing on the end where it's darker, so it looks really nice if you build a house with it. So that's one thing. And then you have 6-sided like logs, which is really good for building trees if you build them yourself, because then you don't have like the inside bit peeking out, which is really annoying. So that's really good. And then they've added trapdoors, but in all the different types of wood. So there's birch, acacia, spruce, jungle. Okay, so as you can see here, I've put them all there so you can have a look. That this does look like chocolate. Sorry, hang on a second. Sorry, I had a sneeze. It does definitely look like chocolate. Do you agree? Tell me in the comments below. So, that's that. Okay, so the next thing I have here is all of these bits because now, as you can see, water goes in this little like quarter of the stairs, which is really useful for like building like ponds and pools so that you have like that layer before it finishes. So that's really useful for building. And also, I think you could build sewers because it does go through, if it still does, bars. Yes, it does. So you could build some big like sewers to make things more realistic in like maybe um, a mini map or something like that. So you could build some really good things, and it goes through glass panes as well. No, it doesn't go through glass panes. What am I talking about? Oh yeah. So it does. Before it would like leave a gap here, so you'd have to use glass blocks, but now it just like there's a bit of a glitch where it goes through, but I'm sure they'll fix that the before the update becomes a thing. And then it also goes through fences in these little gaps, and it goes on the top half of cobblestone, or not cobblestone, slabs. That's what I was trying to say. And they've also added things that were in the game before, but they weren't in the creative inventory. So the chorus stuff, the chorus flower and the chorus plant, and then grass paths, which you'd have to do with a shovel, right clicking, and then farmland, which you do with a hoe. So now you can get it in creative instead of having to annoyingly get a shovel and do all of that hard work. It's not much hard work, but. And then mushroom blocks. Here's the brown mushroom, and it has done it so that it does the inside as well, which is quite useful for building. And then here's the red mushroom and stuff like that. And then they've added blue ice, which I don't know exactly where it spawns, but it looks cool. So you could use that for building. And then another big thing is pumpkins. This is just a normal pumpkin, no carved faces in it. So now you have down here, you have normal pumpkins, carved pumpkins, which is what we used to have, and jack-o'-lanterns. So now there's 3 types, which is pretty cool. And I don't really see much of a difference between these two, but smooth quartz. Tell me, does anyone in the comments below, does anyone see a difference between smooth quartz and normal quartz? Personally, I don't in the game. And seagrass, that's what we were talking about. Seagrass. You can place it down here and then it will grow too tall. Too tall, I believe, yes. And there's that. And kelp, let me just get a bit. When you break it, it can dry out. So here's dried kelp. And once you get 9 in a crafting table, you can make the block. So there's all of that. And then what's next? Ah, yes, these things. Okay, so a conduit. I don't really know what it is, but you have to place it in water, otherwise it will just create this block. I really don't know what it is. So if anyone knows in the comments below what it is, can you please tell me? Because that would be wonderful. And then a nautilus shell. That's one of the things that the drowned was holding. And I think it might be powerful. And then heart of the sea. I think dolphins might drop. I really don't know about these three. Can someone in the comments below just tell me? That would be lovely. And then my favourite, sea pickles. On land, they're like this. You can do 3, 4, just like the turtle eggs, actually. So, there's that. But then down here, it has a little stem. So people were joking about like making a pickle farm. It's really cool. But I love pickles. Right. There is these like stone monuments that spawn underwater, obviously. And in them you get chests, and in the chest there's loot. Swimming. I'm gonna go F5. You can see if I press double tap forwards, there's a swimming animation, and it also means that you can go through one block. So if I get like that, and I make like a little passage or something, be back in a second. I can swim through this. So if I go into F5, I just swam through that, which is really cool, and which is something you're going to have to do to get through some of the pirate ships to get to the loot. So that was my video, first ever video on this channel. I hope you like it. Click the subscribe button and it will do a magic trick. So you see it's red. If you click it, it will turn grey. Isn't that cool? And then I need you to click the bell because reasons. Just because of reasons. And click like, share. Hope you enjoyed.